everyone, and welcome to Blades in the Dark Cult. Thank you very much for joining us for an evening of some lovely crimes. My name is Tom. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be your Blade Master for tonight. For those of you who are new to Blades in the Dark, welcome to the city of Doskvol, a city of crime, ambition, and ghosts. Despite the best work of the city to drive the undead out, they have a nasty habit of turning up. But anyone who's feeling brave and a little bit criminal, why, they can rise to the top. The adventures you're about to see, that of a, well, look at the title, it's a cult. The divine and the wicked coming together in this city. But let's waste no more time. Let us get to our sponsors and supporters, shall we?
Hello, my name is Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing who uses any pronouns. She is a foreign research student at Doskvol Academy, conducting research into shadows and how they interact with the undead. Also has a weird thing for jam. We'll see if it comes up and becomes plot relevant or not.
Hi, I'm Scarlett. I'll be playing Hag, who is the Whisperer. If you have any issues with ghosts, she's the one to call. And obviously, she lives with two grannies who are amazing and knit everything. Jam! Oh no.
Hello there, my name's Josh, and I will be playing Wraith, the Spider. Wraith has come from a land far, far away and is currently in the process of hunting down a group known as the Faceless. Will he succeed? Will there be jam? We don't know. Let's find out.
Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack math rocks for use in your favourite TTRPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made from sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check their entire selection.
Big love to our D20 Club on Patreon. They're great. You're wonderful. We love you so much. And they help us keep the kobolds in line, which is very important. They get up to all sorts of cheeky jam-related activities. Anyway, the D20 Club, they've created a fan Discord where you can come and chat about all things Roll Together. And they've created a wiki page to help you keep track of all of our stories, which you can find at rolltogether.fandom.com. You can join and be as cool as they are from as little as one of your local currencies per month by following the link in chat or in the description below.
You can find us on social media by searching Roll Together RPG or by following the links in chat or in the description below. And if you can't join us live and also want to see any of our previous episodes, you can catch up straight after on YouTube or your favourite podcast provider by searching Roll Together RPG.
Finally, we run queer-friendly tables and encourage and support trans and GNC players and characters in our games. Our players and DM may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering but acknowledge that it does happen. We welcome corrections and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. Check out Safety in Chat for content warnings and some of the safety tools that we use through the TTRPG Safety Toolkit.
So, recap. Serpent, one of the heads of the small gangs working in the city of Doskvol, a gang which I didn't mention is known as the Sparrows, as a lot of people name things after animals in this city. Serpent has hired these three charming souls to rob the house of Roland Watt. In particular, a mask, a cursed mask of a kitsune, a fox-like spirit from out of the city. We have Hag, who speaks to ghosts and is currently ghost marked as bringing old Bob, a very creepy old man with half a face, into the house. We have Rafe, the spider organizer, who has currently got, using his contacts, tickets to the party as the Rumpster triplets. That is August, Harrison, and of course everyone's favourite, Flemp. And finally, Norm, who is just a guy. Just a normal human such as you or myself, who, as we pointed out, enjoys walking and breathing and sport. What sport? We'll find out. Yes, so before we began, there is a massive party going on in a house that Norm was able to have a little look around thanks to the Doskvol National Trust. As anyone who has ever known anyone who owns a mansion, it costs a lot to keep the lights on and the roof from dripping, so of course you've got to let the hoi polloi in. Yes, Norm has managed to hide something in the house, and the party has started. So, before we began, we rolled an engagement roll, which I haven't told the party how it went, but I safely can tell you now it was a 6. So, it's the night of the party. It is 6 p.m. The sun has gone down, and there is there would never be a queue to this, but it would be that the driveway is full of carriages pulled by goats, and as people get out and are announced, I'm delighted to say that the gentleman on the door looks down at his piece of paper, looks up at the carriage lent to you by servant, and reads, proud to present the Rumster triplets. The door's open. Who's getting out first, and what are you wearing?
I reckon, this is going to be a heavy assumption on my part, but I reckon that Augustus is probably the oldest of the 3 triplets, probably by
Correct.
a minute or two,
Mm-hmm.
Not by much.
Yep.
And step out wearing very fine black and red silk suit with one of those fluffy collars like the Victorians would wear, with a cape coming off of it and a white mask, almost Phantom of the Opera style on my face, but covering up. So it's pretty much
Covering.
It's a Phantom of the Opera style
like...
mask, but it's a complete mask and it's on my face.
Drama school mask.
Yes.
Yeah, basic drama school mask on my face.
And August, what load are you taking? Don't giggle. Are you going in light, normal, or heavy? Is it a heavy load? You've got to tell us.
I'm going for a light load. I have chosen. Would you like me to tell you what I've chosen?
You don't have to. This is the nice thing about this. So you get to retroactively say, because otherwise if you're like, I've brought lockpicks and you never used your lockpicks, we're like, well, that's not... So with light you have 3 slots, apart from the things which on your sheet are in italics, which you just happen to have in your pockets.
I'll tell you what those are.
Yes, please do.
Fine cover identity, Spirit Bane Charm, which means I can choose to scare ghosts away from me if I want to. So if old Bob gets a bit touchy-feely and tries to take my life force, he's going bye-bye. And a Concealed Palm Pistol. I do also have the option to take a Vial of Slumber Essence. In fact, I will take the Vial of Slumber Essence, just in case I need to put somebody to sleep.
Cool. As the spider, is the essence a light? Basically, do you have to take up a slot for your slumber essence?
No, it's one of those ones that's in the italics. So those are the 4 items I always have with me.
Cool. Perfect. Okay. Who? Yep, I can. This is a good thing because of roll 20. I'm like, yes, I see it. Yes. Next out of the cart. Who are you? What are you wearing? And what kind of load are you taking? Scarlet. No, Evie, you go. My dear, you please. Scarlet's being very rude. So that's why Evie gets to go next.
Norm, or who?
Who?
Someone comes out next, and whatever literally everyone else in this crowd is wearing, Norm is somehow wearing.
Is it everyone, or is it just the party guests? Do you also slightly look like the servants?
Slightly, yeah, you can't quite tell.
I think that's fair. I think that's the thing, that if you happen to maybe invert that coat you're wearing, maybe it looks like the livery of the house. Who knows?
Or what if it's a coat that you can turn inside out and it goes to the other side? Oh.
Yeah.
I love those coats.
Such a fancy coat. And what sort of, how much are you carrying on your person?
So can you explain the differences between
Absolutely.
the different kinds of... It needs a new name. I can't say what kind of load I'm taking. I
inventory.
can't.
So, basically, if you are taking free, like Josh has, that's light, and that means that if you get searched, no one's going to assume you're doing anything. But that does limit, as you can see on your list, there are things where if you tick the box, that would be 1, or it might say, oh, that's 2 actually. So if you're carrying something, like for example, the stick that Scarlet has is quite long, but it folds up, so that takes up 1 slot of your inventory. So that's the thing. You get to decide how heavy you're going in, and then later you'll be able to go, oh, by the way, I brought a knife.
Question, is there a difference between italics and not italics?
Yes, italics doesn't take up a slot.
Oh, I guess I just have all my italics then. That's cool.
Fair. That's great. Do you just want to tell us what you currently got in your pockets?
Yeah, and like there's only 3 other things on my list, so I guess I'm going in light.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I have fine lockpicks, a fine shadow cloak,
Ooh.
light climbing gear, a silence potion vial, dark sight goggles, and I misread it, a shit vein charm.
Oh, you brought a shit thing. Great, thank you for that.
It's spirit vein charm. Dyslexia made it dirty. I'm sorry.
I understand. Yep.
That's right. Yep. Can't argue with that. Amazing. So, who gets out of the cart and looks like everybody else? Are you wearing a mask?
Everyone else wearing a mask?
Yes.
And yes.
You've.
But it's another drama school mask. It's just blank.
It's just this blank, boring mask.
Yep.
Perfect.
No one's even put any like little sequins on it or anything, or painted a tear. Nothing.
It's just. It looks like, again, when you buy those drama masks, that you just got them out of the pack and you're like, this will do me fine. Amazing. And finally, but not least of all, good old Flemp.
Yep.
Hey,
That's
Flemp.
me.
Hey, Flemp. What's your
All
inventory?
right.
And what are you wearing? Flemp, the youngest by about half an hour. Poor mother Romster,
Yeah.
having to deal with where
Youngest
everyone
by a
was it?
snot trail.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
just
Yeah.
such a gunky baby, they said.
I am wearing a lot of shawls. Just
Solid.
lots of layers.
Mhm.
Try to be layers. There's a dress under there, but there's just a lot of shawls wrapped around here and over the top. Just I can sort of comfortably like cuddled in if I wanted to, but I'm being awfully posh getting out.
What's your mask? Is it
My mask.
Is it plain
It's
like
something
the
to do where my goggles can sort of sit and join in on, so it's just like that. It's there.
I think again that your siblings are wearing like the drama mask that you've kind of carved out. So it's like that, and then that's the thing. Your eyes are still very obvious. Like,
Rude. My mask is beautiful.
okay, fine. I mean, hey, just okay, fine. You. Wow, I'm such a pushover.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yep, no, fine. I tell you what, because you've got a 6 on your engagement roll, that's the thing that you've all, from help from the serpent, been able to get good quality clothes, masks. That's the thing that you got. Hag, you got given, I said, the thing with the cutout, and then when you got upset, Serpent was like, oh, for God's sake, I got you the one where you're...
Yeah.
The Rompster triplets are introduced to the party. You step down from the carriage as you wave. There aren't cameras, but there are people speedily sketching. And like, ooh. So, yes. Correct, Norm. Norm just wiggling one little finger. You step into the party. It is not loud, but there is quite a lot of noise. It is that sort of weird thing of being like, a lot of people are talking, but a lot of people do not want to be heard. As you're looking around, you're seeing, especially Rafe, because you have a better understanding of, like, you can see various politicians, and you're like, yeah, no, you're still picking up, and you're like, oh my goodness, that person is speaking to that person. Interesting. Very interesting. But,
Gonna take some little notes on my little notepad that I have as I spot people talking to each other. Like, oh, I didn't know that they spoke or had any sort of contact with each other. Oh, that's a scandalous looking look over there I'm seeing.
You also notice you're not the only person who's making notes on this party. And to the extent that somebody in the corner clocks the three of you and is obviously having it being announced. So, as I said, it's 6 o'clock. Dinner will be served in an hour, and about 9 o'clock will be the grand revealing of all the beautiful items. What y'all want to do?
At the mention of dinner being served, I think back to my mask choice. I'm like, I'm gonna have to lift it up, do I?
Most people will.
Well, yes, a lot of people are wearing. They are more elaborate than yours on the whole, which again, where people are like, ooh, I say, someone just wearing the drama mask. How very gauche. In fact, you do hear that with people. Yes, Evie, did you have a question?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I've just noticed another list of items next to the list of items I read out. Are they to be considered? I don't know.
Yes. So you've got like the one at the top, which is like your general stuff, and then the one below, which is what you were going to be able to like say. Like I'm looking at Josh's, where it's like an unusual weapon, armor, arcane implements. So,
See, I missed that, so I'm just gonna. I've got a couple other bits.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. It's fine.
Yeah,
Back to the party.
That's fine. As I said, like, what it will be is like if suddenly Josh was like, "I've got a knife." I'm like, "Cool, tick a box for blade." But yes, you can. The fact that Josh has just walked in with a gun. I've just got this. I've got my palm pistol.
It's a concealed palm gun. I just picture it's like, I don't know if anybody. This is a very old reference for a lot of people. When in Assassin's Creed 2, where they first introduced the hidden blade gun thing, I just picture it's like that attached to my arm, and I could just go.
The fact that you said that's an old reference makes me feel old. Like,
oh yeah, apparently it's an old reference. I wish it wasn't.
But yes, I think that same sort of like thing of sliding out, you just slides into your palm. And, unlike the assassins, you haven't had to chop your finger off or everything. But
No.
yes, here it goes. So, as I said, dinner in an hour, but there's a chance to mingle. That's the thing. I am going to start a clock. So I will, as things change, I will tick it off. So the clock is for dinner. So that is 4 parts. So
Just be milling around, looking to see if they're. Look, as I haven't been in this location, I will speak to people, but I will stick close to Norm, who has been in this location and knows the exact places that we need to go to. But I'll just be having offshoot conversations with people, trying to get a little bit of information or deflecting them from what we're doing there, basically.
amazing. You're just. Are you initiating conversation, or are you just like if people talk to you, you talk back?
If people are talking to us, then I'll talk back. I'm not going to try and draw attention to us. I want to try and deflect attention away.
A rather portly man, his mask looking like a peacock, comes over. He's already drunk. It's amazing. It's 6 o'clock. He's already. So, what kind of business are you in?
What kind of business am I in, kind sir? I am in the journalism business. That's what I am. That's why I have a notepad on me. I'm taking notes of all the fabulous people that are here and getting all the juicy story for the papers in the morning. The Doskvol Gazette is what it's called.
Oh, you're one of those journalist types.
Yes. But shh, nobody's meant to know that I'm here.
Right, okay.
Hush, hush.
All right.
What is your name, good sir? I'll put a good piece about you in the paper.
Tusk.
Tusk. Right.
Tusk.
Yes, well, I know. Yes, well,
sloshes the wine.
Yes. I mean, obviously. Oh, now that you say that, yes, no, I recognise the stature that you present. Yes, Tusk. Yes, I will put a fine little expose in the paper. Catch that tomorrow, and you'll be pleasantly surprised.
I'm here with my wife.
Your wife, yes.
Wife.
I'll put lover down.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just you're not quite sure, but yeah, Tusk is. Cool. You just said you were a journalist, right? You didn't give an. Okay, interesting.
I didn't give my name.
But I said you are all distinct in your neutrality. Everyone else. Oh, I also like to point out Mr. Tusk does actually have a mouth hole. unlike you silly goose. You could have got it changed.
Good off.
You could have done.
Sticking with it.
Rafe, there are many things you could have done.
I'd like to say that Norm has just a little hole where the mouth is. Like, it's still covered, but just a little hole. You don't know for what purpose, really, but it's there. It's some sort of preparation.
Yeah, mouth hole. I didn't say mouth. Okay. I'm ticking off one of the things on the clock. Right. Next, what do we want to do?
I'd like to have a look if there are any arcane type people, experts here, like that could notice or pay attention to the artifact, or is there for the artifact and would obviously notice it more if the power moves, if you understand what I mean.
Oh, absolutely. How do you want to do that? Consult. Okay.
Oh, I don't want to talk to everybody. I just want to get the feeling for. Oh, that's the expert from Doodoo, who's really good at that kind of artifact. Doodoo.
You. I will make you roll consult, but let's see how this goes. You go over. You notice around, and you're like, right. So many people. There are a few people who are not wearing masks. Some of them who are like. A couple of people who are like, oh, I've obviously taken my mask off. I've lost. There is a quite skeletal-looking woman in again, if you're imagining Mrs. Danvers from Rebecca, who looks like that maid sort of thing, just skeletal, older-looking woman who's just that's the thing, just standing in the corner.
Expert old ladies, it's fine.
Are you going to go talk to her? Because you get a tingle that's in the back of your teeth, where you're like, spookums.
Spookums. I might. Because she might, if I can clock her, she might clock me.
Interesting. This old lady is looking around and is doing the thing that old ladies do, where she's taking in everything, and yeah.
Do I roll the consort now?
Yeah, let's see how this is going to go.
What position would you like?
Let's keep it as risky. You're still undercover, but you are going to standard, yeah.
Lovely.
Standard risky position, is
Standard
it?
risky position.
Lovely. Oh, better. Oh, that's a 4. Aha. Old ladies, man. On it with old ladies.
You go over to this old lady who sort of, again, you can smell the mustiness. That's an old dress.
It's lovely smell.
It's just the smell. Ooh, the smell of mothballs. The smell of someone who obviously doesn't leave the house. And you mentally go, oh, that's really interesting. And the thing just before her eyes click onto you, you realize she's a Dimmer sister. The Dimmer sisters are involved in the occult.
Mhm.
They are mostly recluses, and they're not known for liking people who possibly, I don't know, muck around with spirits.
Oh, okay. So they don't like me? They won't like me.
Oh, well, it depends. This woman's eyes click onto you. Might I help you?
Good evening, madam.
Mm-hmm.
How are you? I saw you were alone and thought I would come and mingle.
You're the sort of person who'll just go up and start talking to strangers, getting involved in their business?
It's a party, is it not?
Harumph. she
Oh.
vocally says harumph.
Would you like me to fetch you a drink or anything? Do you need? Would you like me to do it for you?
You got a 4. So... Yes, she would like you to fetch her a drink. And a chair.
Sherry?
And some... You have now basically got tangled up with this Dimmer sister. And you are going to have to keep getting her things. Now, I'd like to point out, as I said, like, the Dimmer sisters are very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you could logically say that it's that weird thing that she is probably here as security, but we are not saying that she's security. She does not want to be at this party, but she also wants to make sure that, I don't know, no one ever steals anything of value.
8. Obviously.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm going to get a very highly alcoholic beverage.
Oh,
for her.
interesting. As we go to Norm, we just hear, "Are you trying to poison me? Go add more elderflower cordial." As Hag goes, as poor Hag / Flemp goes darting off, and a lot of people are just like going, I would never, I would never talk to a Dimmer sister. Probably turn me into a frog or something.
Rude.
Bit of a frog already. You say as you're passing.
I'm not rude, am I?
Very, very gobby for a servant, isn't she?
Have you seen my lovely mask?
Doskvol, man, how are you doing? Norm.
So will remind me, Evie, who is very forgetful. Will this mask be in the main display area, or will it be somewhere else? Not on display, do I think?
It currently is being kept in the Green Wing, but will be brought out in a couple of hours to be displayed. You, again, from looking around, you don't think it's like going to be a stage show or anything for it. It's going to be, we brought it out, now everyone can look at it, and going, there might even be the possibility of it might turn into an auction. This is the sort of thing that would happen at these kind of things, where someone's like, "Oh, what a lovely mask." Maybe a small cottage, or So yes, this is going to be, and in fact, I would say, seeing it being prepared, you can see that there are spots in the ballroom which are they're slightly being roped off already to go. These are the positions. Pedestals are being set up. Probably going to be set up during dinner, but.
Can I do one thing while doing another?
Talk to me.
While I make my way over to a place where I have stashed, if you would let me have stashed some demolition equipment.
Well, now.
Jam-fueled bomb.
I mean, I did say that you could have one free bit of load. So you've hidden where did you hide a bomb?
I hid it in a pot.
Cool. Is it a case of you buried it underneath the soil, or did you just put the lid back on the pot, or?
No, I kind of buried it beneath some soil, so I didn't know what was going to go digging it up for a party.
weird. Would be a weird thing to do.
Yeah, get dirt everywhere. I have to clean it up again.
I mean, Norm, it's going to be weird that you're going to be digging in a pot, but yes, I'm going to allow you to go get it. I tell you what, just roll a flat D6 to just see how this goes. This is like
Don't worry. My sibling is having a bit of a problem. I'm just don't worry. I'm using my cape to block so nobody can see. Don't worry.
You, the journalist August Rompster starts announcing that their sibling is having a bit of a moment as Norm takes a knee, reaches, just boom, and comes out holding a homemade explosive, which then you just slip into your coat. That's yeah. You can now add to your load. You got a bomb.
What kind of technology are we talking about here? Can it go off on a timer? Do I need to physically be there?
Make me a tinker roll.
Tinker, okay. Oh wow, okay, I rolled a 4 and a 3, so that's a 3.
What would you like it to do?
Ideally, I'd have a detonation switch, but I think that might be too high-tech.
I mean, you definitely could think that's what you've made, yes.
Okay, I think that's what I made, and I set it up, like, on the other, like, on the opposite end of the wall from the green hall. And as I'm doing this, I'd like to also just try and eavesdrop on some of the servers' conversations if I can, just as I go with my NPC detonation service.
A very bland NPC.
Yep.
Slightly dirty. Their sibling having gone, it's fine. Sometimes my sibling takes a funny turn. Goes into. In fact, I'd say, August, more attention is now on you. Where they were like, cool, I don't think anyone got to see Harrison, but they're like, cool, that journalist has been weird. You go and you go into a corner, plant this explosive. How long have you set the timer for?
How long till dinner?
Dinner, once we're done here, is going to be in about 15 minutes.
Okay, and dinner's probably going to last like an hour, and then things will be brought out, right?
Yeah.
So let's say, hour 15.
Hour 15, amazing.
Let's play it safe, 90 minutes. 90 minutes.
You set it for an hour 15, and then you're like using your finger, you just start pushing the timer along. Great, okay. You've now set it for 90. You certainly have set it for 90 minutes. Amazing.
No, just kind of try and eavesdrop on some conversations as I try and just meld back in with the party, just like I was never gone.
As you just appear next. Yes, there's people talking, haven't really had much of a chance to go to a Watt party before, but they're good, they're going to probably serve chicken. They always serve chicken at these things. It's, terrible. Where did he get it from? Oh, I suppose it's a collection of items. Managed to seize a ship, and vocally he seems to have winked at seize a ship. Oh well, okay. I didn't quite know. Have you ever actually met Mr. Watt? No. Well, he sort of turns around. Terribly sorry. Steps away. Moves around. That's very basic stuff. Is there anything in particular you'd like to know that you might be able to just, I don't know, drop into conversation to see how things...
Well, when I don't think anyone is saying anything useful, I probably just say, oh, they always serve chicken at these things, don't they? And just repeat that when I need to blend in.
Yeah, they do. Yes, they do.
Occasionally it's like, oh, all the guests are wearing masks. Do you think there's a reason for that? Is this themed?
Do you say that? Well, yes, it's a party. And, obviously get to go to many parties, do you? My, it's like, No. Yeah, you're just again holding it.
Holding the drink. If and like, I don't know how much attention they're paying, but if they look at me for too long, a tongue just snakes out of the little hole to lick a little bit of the drink.
If they.
It's hard to focus.
Okay. You kind of you're used to it, but that sort of thing of people like their eyes slightly sort of like should it right. Again, sort of lifts up the mask to sort of wipe. A very pale looking man. Obviously doesn't get to go out much. Yes. Yes. Chicken. They
Where's chicken?
Always serve chicken. Right. On that note, the dinner bell is rung. It is time for dinner. Are we all going for dinner?
Going to turn down free food.
Absolutely not.
Although I will watch to see what Norm's doing in case Norm's planning on going to steal what everybody's eating.
Very bland.
You say someone yes, sure. Just carrying like a thing of potatoes. Like
I'd like to get a little a doggy bag for Edna, so I will go towards the food, but squirrel it away because she always wants something to bring back.
You again, this thing that now appears to have become a buffet style rather than a big meal. You actually, I'd say no, it's not buffet, but you still go and start thinking, yeah, and I go. Terribly sorry, madam. Food will be served shortly.
Sorry, I'm just really hungry.
Well, quite.
And it smells lovely.
Oh, thank you. Well,
You the chef?
Well, no, I'm the maitre d', but I can give the compliments to the chef.
Please do.
I will. Thank you. It doesn't. So like, reaches down to take the plate off you. Do you let
I've
him?
already squirreled some in my pocket.
The Rumpster family.
We're all a bit weird, okay?
Yeah, you just. Doskvol is starting to. So in this game, normally you do reputation, and that is for like your crew. Unfortunately, you're now doing reputation for the Rumpster family, three triplets who are out there somewhere. Great. So, Hag starts filling their pockets with these fancy coats full of potatoes and meat, and loose vegetables.
Yeah, she loves them.
As that's happening, you see, actually, sort of, for the other two of you, there is assigned seating. Are you going to go sit?
Yes.
Would I be able to just, like, I don't know, a little bit of a flashback
Yes. Yeah. Cool flashback.
to our planning and just be like, so when we were at dinner, we could all eat, or I could be a server and snoop around more. Whatever would be more helpful.
Server and snoop around more sounds a lot better.
Do you have a server's outfit?
I have a reversible jacket and people just assume that I'm there as waiting staff anyway, so...
That sounds fine. Yep. I believe in you.
Because we've established that's not even a stress for the flashback. Norm, like, it's the thing of like a door is open to bring the food in. We see Norm, the door shuts. Now dressed as the maitre d' is Norm.
We'll also confirm that if you're invited to a fancy party and you wear all black, people will just consider that you're waiting staff anyway. It's just a thing.
That's what you've done. You are now wearing like a black long tail coat. Have you taken your mask off?
Are the servers wearing masks?
They're not wearing masks.
I take off the mask. No one remembers my face anyway. It doesn't matter.
The slight static that is Norm's face. Just, yeah. Great. So we now have Rafe. Are you taking a seat?
Yes, I will take a seat for the moment and see. I will enjoy some food because, my line of work, I don't always get to eat the nicest of things. And just keep an eye out for if there's anybody missing from the table. If Lord Roland Watt turns up as well.
Well, very good timing because Lord Roland Watt does indeed arrive. He again keeps doing animal stuff. He's muscular. He seems like the sort of thing that Jolly. I was about to say Jolly Hockey Sticks, but not quite. But that sort of large lord type, tight beard, very sort of like this, and going around and as people sitting, he's like, marvelous to see you. Yes, great. He's probably in his mid-40s, very red hair, but cut back, a hunting jacket for some reason. You kind of know it's again. He's dangling the mask from his hand, and then someone's like, "My lord," he's like, "Oh," puts it on the family insignia over it. It looks old. It looks like it's a hereditary thing. For all the in disguise, you're like, yeah, that's the guy. And he is going to be seated at the top table. As he does, Hag, you do notice your friend, the older lady, comes over and seems to be having a very sort of snipped conversation. It's not heated because she wouldn't ever raise her voice, but talking. That's not a concern. We've got the wards, and again with her sort of stepping in. It's like, all right, there's no need to nag. It's a party. Why don't you? Sounds like you've had a few drinks anyway, old girl. And then goes very quick. No, of course. We're very, very lucky to have you here. Do try the chicken. It's to die for. Just, again, most of the room have heard this one side of the conversation that this very loud man has bellowed.
Okay. So I definitely heard the word wards.
Yes.
May we have a flashback, please?
Whoosh.
Okay, so they probably have wards there. In my supplies, I have arcane implements. Is there anything that could encompass to short wards or interrupt them?
That is a very interesting question. I am going to look at the wording. I would say yes. Just making doubly sure. Even if it doesn't, I'm like, yeah, sure, you brought in. Would you like to? So, is on your items, is that a tick box? Or is that
yes,
free?
I have a normal amount.
Cool. Yes, I'd say tick a box for your
arcane implements.
Your arcane implements. That's fine. You managed to sort of smuggle that in your
under all of my shawls.
Yes,
that's why I got a more load of shawls.
Gone for a normal load.
Rude, very rude. Arcane implements: a vial of quicksilver, a pouch of black salt, a spirit anchor in the form of a small stone, a spirit bottle, a vial of ectoplasm designed to break and splatter on impact. Yeah. So yes, that's one inventory slot. You have brought stuff that would be able to take down, possibly not necessarily take it down, but certainly disrupt it for a little bit.
Okay.
And as you're doing, you're feeling there's a slight sort of tingling in your hand. Where handshake was made. It's someone's getting impatient.
When I see, I'm talking to my hand, obviously.
Yeah.
If someone gets in the way, then I'll grab them for you. Okay, just give me time. Hold on a minute. Hey, not long. It's gonna be fine.
There's the smell of onions coming from next to you.
Why onions? Why?
I like onions.
Of course you do. Oh, Bob, of course you do.
Oh, Bob. Just... That's the complication to this. Old Bob is getting impatient, and there's a lot of people who seem to have a lot of joie de vivre. And I mean, Lord Roland Watt looks like he's certainly full of energy.
Yes. But look, when we're going for it, if anyone gets in the way, they're yours. All right, I promise you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Norm the server. Norm the generic servant. Yes, you've been presented with the parsnips.
I always serve parsnips at these things.
Yeah. You could, again, like normal, you could see someone go, who's that? Again, like when you're working catering, you're like, it's not worth it. I'm not getting involved. Yes. I mean, Hag, are you actually are you sitting down to be served the food?
Yes.
Amazing.
I'm trying to keep an eye on my spooky lady friend.
There is 3 seats. One for August, one for Harrison, one for Flemp. Harrison is obviously absent, but yes,
Harrison always goes to the bathroom.
Harrison's gone. Yeah, Harrison's issues.
I feel like Augustus has already made it very apparent to the entire party that Harrison has problems.
Yes.
Unfortunately, my sibling has experienced chronic diarrhea and is in the bathroom.
Don't say that at the dinner table.
Good Lord, man! In front of the soup.
It's a good thing it's not brown.
Oh.
Sorry, I was imagining that you were protecting the innocence of the soup.
In front of the soup.
I am going to add another thing for causing societal.
Don't swear in front of the soup.
The poor soup.
Again, August, like across the table, is like a dowager. He's like, well, I never. I certainly didn't think that Lord Watt would bring such. What's your name, young man?
Oh no.
Sorry?
Someone reaches over and hands it. Rumster, you say?
She's shouting and doing that. I just like, parsnips.
Oh my god! Put the parsnips in the soup!
Parsnip soup.
Parsnip, there you go. As my pen lifts and my pen goes down again. Yeah, you've now just put a roast potato in an old woman's soup.
Bon appetit.
Crotons.
Just bon appetit.
Bows away.
It just glides. Okay, so the way I would say is that August has certainly got most of the attention of this table. Who's Harrison? There's no Harrison here, there's just Server. Server is, I'd say, successfully, you're able to basically... There are various corridors off this banqueting hall, which of course a server could just... Flemp. Poor Flemp. Poor sweet Flemp, who came into the world half an hour late. Their poor mother. Certainly doesn't have diarrhea, so that's an advantage. But has been loudly talking into their hand, where everyone's like,
not loudly.
Well, okay, whispering.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Again, it's like the Muppets Treasure Island. Your thumb hired the crew? No, that's ridiculous. The man in my thumb hired the crew.
Mita Bimbo.
Just to finish the final bit of this clock, one of you can do something before we move on to the next.
Oh, I think it might be good to let Norm do something.
Yeah, Norm, as you exit out into the back.
Okay. Oh God, what is even in the back at the moment?
So if you keep going, this is a very old house, and for those of us who've ever been like one of these mansions, there are tunnels for the servants because you do not want to see the servants. You are now in the walls, basically. If you kept going straight down the corridor, you would end up in the kitchens, and that's where the food's been coming off. But there's also the green wing. From what you picked up, would have been for... Well, basically, it would have been like a lounge room. That's probably off that way, which of course people would want their drinks and their cigars. So there's the possibility that you could divert off and go into the green wing at this point, which would be suspicious, but wouldn't be the most suspicious thing because the server has just gone to possibly set something up. So you could divert, or you could head to the kitchen.
I'm gonna divert.
Of course you are. You have a vague understanding of this house from the lovely guided tour with your cousin. You head off down the corridor. Do you just want to roll me a d6 to see how your trip down the corridor goes?
Okay. That was a 4.
Okay. It is a 4. That's fine. That's a success, but there's an issue. As you go, you're still holding the tray, and you just hear someone going, "Where the devil are the parsnips?" Oh, do you not pick up one of the staff put some parsnips in the dowager's soup? Where's the tray? There's confusion. I'd say you've got, again, starting the... Basically, this is a 6-part clock, which is called Societal Problems. That we've dealt with diarrhea, we dealt with this. You've got about 3 left until someone really picks up on the romps that's causing trouble. But yes, you're able to travel down the corridor and into the smoking lounge.
I will say that if I hear someone complaining, the server with the parsnips, where on earth are they? I will just kind of, with my tongue, just kind of lap up all the parsnips so I'm just carrying a tray.
Yes. Again, as we sing you travel down, your mouth full of parsnips, as you're like, your jaws are... Oh no, even worse, you just, and it just disappears into your gullet. It's just like...
It's kind of like a snake, it just...
Bump, 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 bump. Amazing. So, you are now in the smoking lounge. This is through the next, you think, through a couple of doors, it'd be where it's stored. You do see a member of the staff who is currently sort of checking the decanters and sort of looks up at you with the tray and, can I help you?
I'm just returning the tray to the collection.
Oh, right. What do you want to roll?
What do I roll for bullshit?
Let me consult the book for bullshit. Actions. That could be... Now, that's the thing. Do you want to consort, like, their friends? Do you want to command? So you just... Sway, if you're being charming.
I'm equally as fine as all of these. So let's try command. See how it go.
Okay, you roll command. You say, I'm taking the tray back. Then they're like, what? Roll command.
Sorry, I rolled a 6 and a 5. My dice like me.
It's great. You've got the blessing. How do you command?
I say very forcefully, I'm taking this tray back. Have you got a problem with that?
No, of course not. I've just... Really, she's like really shy now. No, that's fine. It's just great. It's just...
Ruby has noted the eye contact with the lack of blinking, just very intense.
It is the feeling you get when you're working in this sort of thing, and then someone who is clearly your superior has come in. Again, like we said, like with the dimmer sister, where someone has just come in and is like, I don't think that's appropriate. And it's like, oh no, oh, I need this job. Absolutely, with no repercussions, and you are able to just keep walking on out of the... She knows that's not the way the trays go, but who is she to argue? They're not blinking. It's terrifying. You walk down the corridor, turn in, and there, set up on various podiums, are beautiful items. We're going back to the dinner. The chicken is good. There is. As I said, there are fewer parsnips than there were, but they've added to that by adding more sweet. The gravy is very rich and red wine jus. It's a fancy party for fancy people. Rafe, most people have got mouth holes, but quite a few. You're not alone in being the sort of person who's having to go.
What I'm having to do is, when I lift it up, I'm having to lift it up and turn it to the left to cover the left side of my face. And anybody who's rather perceptive can see that there looks to be some sort of a horrible scar coming up from my mouth, going up my jaw.
Ooh.
We can't see the exact extent of the damage, but I'm just eating. Because normally, one thing I forgot in my description before, I normally wear a faceplate.
Oh, that is worth noting. But you could have get the faceplate, but no, that's fine. You as you feed yourself red wine chicken. Flemp, how are you enjoying the chicken, old chap?
It's lovely. Are we of the knowledge that the artifact is going to be brought into the dining room or into a different room?
So you're in the dining room. It's going to be brought back into the banqueting hall where you started, which is sort of like next door. Although you don't know where your associate's gone, but you hope down the corridor into the green wing.
I'm going to the table. Then I'm going to. My siblings taking quite some time. I best go check.
Yes, when your tummy goes.
Exactly. I'm just going to go make other room. Excuse me.
Tycho Brahe, not going to the toilet.
I wouldn't go there for a while anyway.
You excuse yourself. Rafe, you watch as your sibling gets up and starts excusing themselves down. Where are you going, Rafe?
I'm going to go and try and...
Yeah, go on. You're going to try and find...
I'm going to go try and find some of those wards.
Amazing. Could you just roll me a d6, please, for luck?
A d6? I actually have... Yeah. Oh, that's a 3. That's not awful. It's a 3.
It is. Do you want to roll me a resistance roll to avoid taking damage?
Yes.
Cool. Roll a d6 and we'll see how this works out.
I'm trying with this dice because the
Sure.
roll 20 hates me. 6.
You are heading down the corridor towards where the banqueting room is, and you just hear a voice at the side going, "You might want to duck." You duck down as poof, an explosion blows out a wall in the banqueting room.
Oh, jeez.
Again, that maybe you shouldn't have played with the timer, but that has gone off early and has blown a hole. And actually, I'd say rather successfully, Norm, as you're like, what beautiful objects, and the wall next to you. Just, I tell you what, you also roll me a resistance roll.
Cool. Is that one die too?
That's 1d6, and then
Okay.
we work out how badly.
3.
Amazing. Can you give yourself free stress?
Yes, I can. This is a stressful situation.
It is. And also on this sheet, because there's like various injuries, like tier 1, can you put down shrapnel? So you're not blasted, but definitely things like catch up and just sort of like smack you in the side of the face. That you're not bloody, but definitely you've been hit by the rubble of an exploding wall. But that's the great thing, that as you sort of look up, and then Hag appears leaning around the wall.
I'd also like to note it was a jam-fueled explosion.
Amazing. There is hot, burnt. Again, like when you burn like a caramel, you caramel the jam, you've got burn marks down. That's it. It's not so much the shrapnel as the jam burns, which are, I mean, you love jam. And jam has turned against you. What flavour of jam was it?
Apricot jam.
The apricot, there's, Hag, there's a strong smell of burnt apricots in the air.
Horrible. Better than the onions.
I've saved your life.
I appreciate you, old Bob. I do.
Oh, thank you.
Well done.
Meanwhile, and I obviously thought that. What the juice was that? Everyone. So you see, again, Rafe. You see that Lord Watt is like on his feet, like what the devil. Dimmer Sister is just moving, like floating. Again, her massive dress. She's just like moving straight down. Various stuff are like, don't panic. It's fireworks. Oh, I'm just gonna roll to see how that. 5. Early fireworks. Yes. Fireworks, obviously.
People have a flashback.
Yes, you can. Have you set off?
I had also hoped to have the explosion away from as a distraction, you understand, but I seem to have misstepped.
You set a timer for like an hour and a half, and it took about an hour. You know, just you have to admit, people are distracted. It just happens to be distracted to you. Yes. What would you like to do for your flashback?
In the flashback, having been told, all of us having discussed what the plan is, going off of the idea that you've just said, I would get hold of some fireworks on behalf of the triplets and would set them to go off around the time that the would have somebody to set them off around the time that the explosion would go off.
Right.
So there will be a bit of a delay because obviously the explosion went off a bit earlier, but hopefully whoever's outside with the fireworks will have.
Okay. If you're doing this, I'm going to say that's going to be 2 stress already, because that's quite a lot of planning. Also, I'll have to ask you to roll to see if they're going to think about setting off the fireworks.
Okay. I'm going to roll a d6.
Please do.
That is a 6.
I
can tell because it's a wolf's head.
You've rolled a wolf's head. So, when I hear an explosion, set off the fireworks, right?
Yes, that is right. As soon as you hear explosion, fireworks go boom.
Okay. Yeah, I could do that. That, I think, that's fine. You've taken the stress. That will cost you 1 coin when we get to it, because that's the expense of buying fireworks. as someone else. Also, you've rented a bar. You know, there's various things that are paid. So, but yes, that's absolutely. So, as that happens, fireworks start going off. And fireworks! Delightful. I still haven't had my pudding!
On behalf of the triplets, we have presented you with fireworks. Unfortunately, our person has set them off slightly prematurely, but if you'd all like to make your way outside, there's a fabulous display for you to all watch.
I've said that that was a fire. Yes, people start moving out to the balcony away from. I mean, the dimmer sister is heading. Roland is also, you know, he's not an idiot, but he does enjoy a good spectacle. But the staff are starting to get twitchy, and they're going to be. That's the thing. Rafe, are you going to go out with the crowd, or are you going to go get them?
I think the best bit for me would be to be so all the crowd's going towards the balcony. I'm going to be stood in the middle, in between like where the crowd is. I'm there, and then the dimmer sister and Mr. Watts and the staff are all on that side. I'm going to try and draw their attention to me. We're like, come on, come view the fireworks. This lovely, loud explosion type sounds can be seen. There's beautiful colours. Apparently there's a rainbow firework that's going to be shown off. It's a fabulous design. There's one that's going to turn into a dragon and circle around. That's an odd one. It's not at all a pop culture reference at all. But come with me and you'll see a firework display that will suit your imagination.
Congratulations, you have pretty much ruined any reputation the Rompsters have in this because there's not going to be a dragon. I don't want to know but that's not going to happen. But that's not going to happen for a couple of minutes. Who are you trying? Are you trying to convince everyone?
Everyone.
Cool. That's I'm going to ask you to make a roll, and that's going to be very desperate.
Could I make it a consort roll? Because I'm trying to persuade.
Yes, because you're being like the man about, you know, you're being a gentleman. Yeah. I'd also like to point out that you could get an extra dice if you're willing to make a devil's bargain. You can either push yourself, and that's another 2 stress for a dice, or a devil's bargain.
Sod it. Let's go for a devil's bargain.
Amazing.
Let's do it.
Let's say that if this again, even if this doesn't work, your voice is kind of people are going to know. This is the sort of thing of like going. Also, people are going to be upset that they didn't get to see a dragon, and again, they're going to know it's Rompster, but also wheels are going to start working. There's a lot of people, especially for this rich, powerful family, that you're going to start bringing heat down on yourself. Wheels within wheels. Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Sure. So you can add yourself another d6 to that.
Okay. What position is that going to be? Risky, controlled, desperate?
Desperate, I think, because this is.
I agree.
Things are getting desperate.
So there's a bonus of 1 die. Am I looking for the highest result, or am I?
Yes.
I normally have 2 pips in it anyway.
So that's free. So you get 3 dice, and then.
Okay, so the highest I rolled was a 5.
Great. I would say that's a pretty good success. I say that you can distract. You distract the staff, who are like, oh. And his lordship, who's like, oh, you know, I haven't seen a dragon firework in years. But, Rafe, you feel the ice-cold wind of an angry old woman floating past. Absolutely ridiculous. Fireworks, so loud, so just still mumbling. The dimmer sister is moving off. Meanwhile, back in the antiques room.
So we're clear, there's no mask in here, right?
No.
I'm gonna check if you're all right. If anything, are you okay? You are covered in jam.
It's too hot to lick.
No, wait. I get some of my shawl and I help.
Jin just kind of peels away a little bit to reveal a layer of blue skin underneath. Does it look okay?
Do you have any makeup? Peeling a little bit.
Oh, my skin just sheds sometimes.
Understandable. Do you want some of my shawl? I have some extra.
I just kind of tie half a shawl around my face.
I help.
Rather like old Bob, just got like half a face. And the shawl is just going to be slightly stuck. Which is going to make it harder for you to like. I don't know why you'd want to lick your eye clean, but it's hidden down behind a shawl. But
oh wait, I could just put. I need that, but over the top, I'll put my flame mask back on.
You just again. Perfect. Okay, so you wrap it round, and so you've still got the plain mask with the tiny little mouth hole. Yes. So it's still relatively early because you said, "Can we see the mask?" No. There was a lot of crates in this room, and sort of setting up pedestals. So this stage, actually, you've sort of got in there just before they were going to come in and start setting things up, during the pudding. a delightful upside down cake, which unfortunately got dropped in the kitchen when they heard an explosion, so that cake's ruined. I know, I'm as upset as the rest of you.
It's the right side up cake, surely.
It's the right, yes, exactly. Which the cook has said, and they were like, well, if cook wants to serve it. It's just a little flory, it's still good. Put
sprinkles on, done, off.
That little side diversion is actually what's happened now. Sprinkle cake. Yeah. Yes, there are crates. So as we said that you can start looking. As I said, you can get extra dice, which would be assistance, which again would be 2 stress from the other person assisting. So if you want to start looking through, either of you want to start looking through the crate, but
I want to look for wards.
Or any other way. Or you could just leave.
I have burglary equipment. I can case this joint.
Norm says, have you ticked off burglary equipment?
I have, yeah.
Amazing. Norm says, as a crowbar just appears from outside of the coat.
I've probably donned my shadow cape at this point.
Yes.
There might be wards, though, Norm. You have to be careful.
What's on the boxes?
Look at the boxes.
Do you want to check Rafe? Do you want to check
Rafe's not there.
No, sorry, Hag. Do you want to check Hag?
Yes, I do.
No, I want it all to be about Josh.
It's fine.
Josh is like,
We can call
keep
Rafe
looking
back
at the
in if you
phones. Hag. Also, because I know Rafe's got something that helps people not get stressed. But Hag, do you want to check? Just, I mean, I could look for you if you wanted. Tell you what's warded or not, but
You can. I'm a little bit worried about the spooky bitch we saw outside.
you want me to go deal with her?
Yes, I do, Bob. Yes,
So,
I do.
This is the devil's bargain. He'll help you point out which ones are warded, but then contract broken and he's free to go and deal with whatever he wants to deal with.
I want Bob to deal with the spooky bitch. She's going to be the biggest issue.
All right.
Believe in you, Bob.
Good. Okay, so that's the thing. You can roll a tune with a devil's bargain.
A tune. Well, do I press devil's bargain now, or
Yeah.
press it? All right, that just I just put 1 extra dice.
1 extra dice.
Risky.
No. Let's push it up. This
Desperate.
is desperate, I think.
Oh, well. Da-da-da-da-da. And effect standard, limited, great, extreme.
Extreme.
Oh, so 90s. And one extra dice. Skapla. Ooh,
What'd you get?
I got 3 and 2 4s. And a bonus stress.
Ooh, okay. So, old Bob goes.
Good old Bob.
Alright, okay. So, do you want to... If you pull your goggles down...
Yep.
But he's just...
Next, I need my...
Yeah, that's fine. He's literally just... Okay, so... The wards are on the big one. The big sort of gestures. There is a big crate.
Yeah.
But it's not the crate that's warded, it's the thing that's inside the crate. So...
Gotcha.
It seems powerful.
Mm.
Are you releasing me?
Pardon?
Are you releasing me?
If this baby bitch comes in, do you want to deal with her? Because it'll be fun. She doesn't like people like you, Bob.
Oh, I'm not fucking with the Dimmer sisters, he says. as he
Bob!
just...
Bob!
Bob!
No! You're gonna get your own back, Bob!
Rafe, you hear some screaming from the balcony.
As everybody is watching the firework display, I'd like to have another flashback, if that's at all possible.
Sure.
During said flashback, while we are planning, I will look to Hag and go, the handkerchief that you received off of Beho, may I borrow it, please? For the mission. I might be able to make some use of it.
All right.
Do you hand over the handkerchief?
Yes.
You're not gonna have Beho. No, Beho seemed alright.
No, I don't. No intention on Beho himself. This is for me to use if we need to make anybody slumber while we are there.
I thought you were setting up Beho to be,
Yeah.
a scapegoat.
No. I would not do that to the serpent. That would be very unwise.
Yeah, to F over our employer.
Yes, no, I have no intention of doing that.
Okay. All right. I'll trust you with it.
Thank you very much. Flick back to modern day.
Yeah.
I would like to use Hunt to sneak away from the group as they're all watching the fireworks. Hunt, the Dimmer sister, put the vial of slumber essence on the handkerchief, sneak up behind her, and put it around her mouth.
Roll Hunt. Let's say again. I'm making this all desperate because we're just like, oh, everything's going wrong. Yes. So Hunt at desperate. Yeah.
Okay. Hunt at desperate. Standard for the effect? Or great, or extreme,
Let's
or
say-
limited?
Let's say great because yeah. If you could
That's great.
That's
No
great.
bonus dice.
unless you want to make a devil's bargain.
No, that's a 4.
4.
No.
Great. You sneak off down as this woman. It's a surprisingly long corridor that she's floating down, creeping. You bring the handkerchief round over her mouth and nose, and she starts struggling, and in her panic, her old hand just goes and rips the mask off your face, so you are looking right into the eyes of the Dimmer sister, and you just see a squint as this old woman just hits the ground.
For the audience, what you would see is up the left side of Rafe's face, there is no lips on the corner, and it is just completely scar tissue all the way up towards the ear. But there's a hole in the center, so you can see his jaw and his teeth. Very sort of like undeady sort of look. There's like black, dead black skin around where the scar is and everything. And you can see his tongue on the inside flicking around.
So we got to see that was covered while you were eating chicken, but there's yes.
And I'll quickly pull my face mask out and clock it on, rip my suit off like one of those pullable rip-off suits, so all my
Velcro.
armor's underneath. And then it's Velcro, and I'm going to run behind everybody else. I'll drag her and put her in a storage cupboard as I go and lock it.
You want your suit to be pull away. Beho! Beho, we need to get Beho, who gets out a sewing needle. So yes, you have.
It's for it's for dramatic effect, right? You got to be able to pull the suit away, and it's like a flare and all of that. Because I'm a flary type of person. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'd argue that if you're strong enough, any suit could be a pull-away suit.
Yes.
The serpent nod. I knew there was a reason I liked you. Yeah. Okay. 4. Yes. Okay. I think I'm going to let that. Yes, you managed to stick this old woman in the broom closet. Also managed to not let the brooms fall on you. As you, what are you wearing underneath your pull away?
My normal clothes.
Just a normal.
Yeah.
Has everyone worn? I assume the rest of you are wearing normal. Well, we know Norm is wearing sensible, reversible clothing for any situation. Amazing.
I think the thing with Norm's clothes is they're reversible, but every time they reverse them, it's something different.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. New situation, chameleon-like.
Yeah, it's.
My shadow cloak is just reversed again.
has now turned into a lovely Easter dress for some reason. Just like, whoop, and back.
Perfect disguise kit.
Yeah. So, Hag, you've got the idea that something very well warded is in the large crate.
But the crate itself isn't warded.
The crate itself isn't warded. There's something inside which is.
We need to have a peep in that crate.
And no more.
Norm.
You've got Nom.
Okay, Norm. I'm going to say it's risky, but what do you want to roll?
I would say that this is finesse.
Okay.
Because you've got to know the right angle to get the jimmy in. You've got to know the workings of the crate. You've got to really get to know it. You've got to romance it first.
So we thought that Norm was good, like holding a crowbar was going to like, but that's the thing. So like for that thing, and then there is quite delicate like twisting and moving of the crowbar. Roll again. Roll. It's risky, but yeah, roll finesse for getting this open.
What do I roll for risky?
That's just the effect that's going to happen. So just normal. Yeah.
No. Sorry, I will learn this eventually.
Oh, we are all. I'm sure I'm doing everything wrong, but we're pootling along.
Can you guess what I rolled?
Is it a 6?
One of them's a 6.
Amazing.
Yes.
Okay, if one of them. So, because then if they both were 6s, then you get like super critical. But yes, there's just such finesse to opening this. Usually you think like when you're opening something with a crowbar, again, like ripping the nails out, but it's almost just like lifting the lid. Lid goes up, lid goes aside. Wrapped up, there are various, wrapped up in like wood shavings. There are various other boxes and things, but there's, Hag, as soon as it's open, you just sort of like a strong arcane power from...
I'll get a whiff.
Your magical snoz goes right there.
Oh, definitely not onions. Yep.
Old Bob is off. bullying people on. You can hear there's like electrical zapping that it's actually as a distraction isn't bad. I mean, you've sacrificed this ghost, but now people are like, oh, a naughty phantom has set off an explosion. So yeah.
Obviously.
I have a question.
Yes.
Because my field of my doctoral thesis, Norm's doctoral thesis, is looking at the way that shadows react to ghostly and arcane presences. Are there any shadows reacting to anything? I'm fully expecting there are not, but I just thought I'd ask because it's my research interest.
You are in a room that has these lanterns which are lit, and you look down at your own shadows, which have things like scared mice have fled out. Things in the general vicinity of this crate aren't producing shadows now.
Fascinating.
This is going to be a good chapter for your doctorate.
Also, I've just realised my alias is Who, and when I achieve this doctorate,
You'll be...
I'll be Doctor Who. It was not intentional.
That's amazing.
It all comes full circle.
So student Who?
Student Who?
You notice that the shadows have fled. It's a strong, powerful, but it's wrapped up almost in cloth, tied up with string. You assume
The ward
that's...
itself is probably on the artifact rather than on the paper. Or cloth.
You think, you're sort of looking at it, again, there's the smell of like rosemary and like, so it's probably in the paper, sort of like to keep it trapped and sealed. Like the way that this, it's a brown paper package, but it's not string. It seems to have been soaked in something. This is I believe what they say, arcane nonsense. Yeah. And so like looking at the other things, some of the other things are wrapped up, but not quite as intricately as this is.
What sort of alarm would go off if one were to tamper with this arcane nonsense?
Interesting question. Do you want to roll? Is it something you would have studied?
Probably is, considering I am studying the arcane.
Yep. Roll for study.
Can I assist in any way?
Absolutely. That would be 2 stress to you, but that would be an extra dice for who?
I will take that 2 stress.
Take that 2 stress.
Thank you kindly. Holy shit! That was double 6s. I don't know what's wrong with my dice, or right with my dice.
It's all good. Don't jinx it.
You definitely know that it's almost a little bit disappointing that you're like, oh good, this like mask from an ancient civilization's coming, and they decided to put under a general alarm ward. That's just that's child's play. That's not. You were hoping for something like, oh, there'll be like a terrible decay put upon me, or maybe like strip the flame. No, it's just gonna make a lot of noise.
Originating from the thing. And I'd say, yeah. I drink my potion of silence and make a grab.
You pour it on. It's such a weird feeling that you can feel it sort of like vibrating angrily. It's like when a phone's on vibrate, but you haven't actually put it on anything, so you just hear. Yeah, perfect. You're now holding a mask, you assume, in your hands. What do you two want to do?
I guess.
Sorry, what
Book
was
it.
that? Book it.
Yeah, get out.
Sure.
GTF. Get the fuck out of that.
Like holding it above your head, you're like,
This vibrating thing.
Mm.
I think delightfully, and as we come to this, like Rafe, you're hearing, you're sort of like hurrying down the corridor, and then you just hear sort of boom, boom, boom. Blue sashes, open the door! And so it's like, staff member, like, go. So that's the thing. To start this final clock, the fuzzer here, they're coming in. Okay, you guys can't go out the front door. Have you planned any form of escape?
So, flashback.
Whoosh!
During said flashback, we all of us stood around a table, I reckon, or something.
Oh yeah.
Norm, when you were inside of the house, did you happen to see any service exits or any back doors or anything that your cousin may have shown?
I mean, the fact you were taken into the kitchens to be shown the beautiful upside-down cake that was going to be presented tonight.
I assume there's a place for kitchen deliveries.
There is. There's a back door from the kitchen.
Yes, there is a back door from the kitchens that's used by service staff. We should be able to slip out of there if we're sneaky about it.
Good. If everything goes tits up, as they like to say, then we will make our way to that exit. If not, we will go out the front door.
I think...
Come back into things having gone tits up.
Sliding to the stuff on the carpet, turning. I'd say actually, you've the way you sort of slid is you've slid past the massive hole in the wall. So now all three of you are just looking at each other. Norm is holding a package above it, which is.
Do you have it?
Silence
Excellent.
is within 10 feet of the item, so I nod.
Yeah.
Fantastic. The sister is asleep in a cupboard.
Nice.
Things have gone tits up. Shall we leave via the other exit?
Yes, quick.
Let's go.
You're hurrying back down the corridor. The poor. As you go through like the smoking room, oh, the decanters are so well polished. The cigars are all prepared. This poor maid is sort of standing there. I did my duty. Just as all three of you are just legging it out. I tell you what, can all of you just roll me a luck check each to give us the general feeling of how this escape is going to go?
Where is luck?
Oh, that's just like a flat d6.
Oh, very well.
Which is a 4
4,
from me.
A 5.
5.
1. Can I push it?
Absolutely.
I will push it.
Push it
Real good.
Pushing it real good. Does that mean I get to roll again?
That means that I'll give you an extra d6, but I want you to take 2 stress.
Yeah, that's fine. I took 2 stress. And rolled a 1 again. Can I push the push?
Afraid you can't, my brother.
What?
Well, that was cute.
New character next week?
I mean, I'm not.
Please tell me you just slip on some jam and just get waylaid on your way.
We'll just
Please
get
don't
stuck.
tell me it's my fault.
You know what? Yes, I think that's it. It's if Rafe, if you could add jam damage as the tier.
Damage.
Harm 1.
Harm 1 is you just crack, and you feel again. It's a real good blow. Actually, probably against this. Your teeth ain't great on that side, and now they're not even. It's still a blow against the face mask, but that's that real smart.
That was a schmack. Oh.
Yeah, that clangs. But I think as the others sort of like, it's quite a look as you, this rather sort of imposing looking guy, has to be helped up by an NPC and a snotty witch. Hag, you do hear screaming still coming, and the blue coats are like, "Oh God, it's ghosts! Go get!" And there's still the electrical zapping and.
What's baby Bob? Go on.
Oh my heavens! You killed my Pomeranian! Which, again, because it's not a person, so in this world, when someone dies, they ring a bell to deal with the ghosts. No one cares about dog ghosts, which is not fair.
Rude.
Hate this world.
It's such a bad world. But yes, I would say that's the thing. You all hurry as people are like, "Oh no, the sprinkle cake!" As they just see various just snotty looking. A bland person carrying, which as they're like, what the fuck? Everything goes quiet within 10 feet as you dash out of the back. I would say that as getaway, we have established that there is a barge with the fireworks, which have now entered. So as you hurry down the back steps into the river where Rafe, what's the name of your contact?
Eskimo.
Eskimo is just like, did it work?
Yes, it did. Let us all get into the barge and we shall escape down the river.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's where, again, everything as Norm gets in. Who? Everything just. So they are one of the gondoliers who work the canals of this. You are carried off. I'd say a success. You managed to extract the mask. You didn't get to steal anything else in your panic, but that's fine.
Forgot about that part.
Yeah, I mean, a lot was happening. Amazing. So, it's now. You take it to the warehouse, which has been marked via scent, thanks to Rafe, where Biho is waiting. Biho is standing there wearing a large cloak and is holding a briefcase. So sees the three of you run in and was like,
Biho. Looking sharp as ever.
The potions takes it off. Puts it in the case, shuts it, and then you just hear. He's like,
that's an alarm ward. We got it this far without it making any sound. Okay, we did pretty good. Okay.
Opens, gets a knife.
That would have been much simpler.
Well,
You did amazingly.
at least we know how to do. Oh, by the way, I have your handkerchief here. Don't sniff it. Wash it straight away.
I was gonna dry clean it and give it.
Gives Hag a look like.
I was gonna dry clean it.
Also puts it in the suitcase. You mucky pup. Okay. So, congratulations. You've managed to pull off a heist. Yay.
Very little booty to show for it.
If only. I mean, you will. That's the unfortunate thing where you had agreed to your payment being whatever else you could steal. But unfortunately, I mean, the best you got was a really nice meal for some of you. I mean, you have
Some
eaten
in
the
my
whole.
pocket.
Again, you have got a pocket full of food. You had a good meal, and you ate a lot of parsnips. So, I don't want to hear no belly aching. Don't you say that? Don't you say that your blade master don't take you nowhere nice? Amazing. So, I'll tell you what. Part of this game is also doing downtime, but it's getting late for us. We're all sleepy peepees, so I think we're going to come back to that next time, where we find out that what the rest of this group might have inadvertently started by releasing something back onto the streets. Well, that certainly happened, did it not? Such lovely crimes. Now, if you have enjoyed what we've put out for you here this evening, you'll find us playing Dungeons and Dragons at Roll Together RPG. That's Mondays and Tuesdays, 6 PM UK time, and on Fridays we play other TTRPGs, such as Blades in the Dark. Now, all our shows can be found at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are podcast versions of all our shows available, where all good podcasts are available. Simply search for Roll Together RPG. Now, massive thank you to the D20 Club on Patreon. I can't do the heart symbol, but I do adore every single one of you. Now, there's a link in the chat if you feel like you want to join these fine folks by donating one of your local currency, which, as we have well established in the world of Dungeons & Dragons, is worth 1 goat. We'll be absolutely delighted to join you. As previously mentioned, they made us a Discord, they made us a wiki. They are top. Thank you very much to our supporters and our sponsors. Don't forget, if you search on social media, we are Roll Together RPG. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and don't let the blue coats catch you.